Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're breaking down the latest from the Next in AI newsletter, and we're really going to connect some dots. We're going from the literal concrete and steel of new data centers all the way to the most abstract, cutting-edge ideas happening in research labs right now. So let's start with this big question. We hear the term AI revolution thrown around constantly, right? But what does that actually look like? Not in the headlines, but on the ground, in the tools we're starting to use, and deep inside the research labs. That's the journey we're going on today. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First up, the concrete foundation, the real world stuff. Then we'll check out the new tools and capabilities that are popping up. After that, we'll peek into the future with the latest from the research frontier. And we'll wrap it all up by rethinking what it means to actually collaborate with AI. Okay, section 1, AI's concrete foundation. And I mean that literally. Before any of the cool AI magic happens, you have to build something huge, something physical. So, get a load of this number, more than 50%. What is that? Well, according to IEEE Spectrum, that's the share of all upcoming global data centers being built in the United States. We're talking everything from land that's been bought to sites that are already under construction. It's an absolutely staggering consolidation of the physical infrastructure that's going to power the next wave of AI. And you have to understand, this is so much more than just a story about construction or real estate. This data center boom is probably the clearest signal we have right now of where the economic and technological center of gravity is shifting in this new AI era. You could say, follow the concrete. This physical foundation is what makes everything else we're about to talk about even possible. All right, so you've got all this insane computing power being built. The big question is, what are people actually doing with it? Let's dive into the new tools and capabilities that are hitting the real world as we speak. A really cool example of this is Falcon-H1-Arabic. Now, this is not just another language model. It's a huge step forward because it uses this really clever hybrid architecture specifically to handle the incredible nuance and complexity of the Arabic language. It's a serious piece of engineering. Then you've got tools that are laser-focused on solving very specific problems for professionals. Take Scalum AI. Its whole mission is to take the headache out of Reddit marketing. It automates and simplifies all those complex workflows, which, if you've ever tried it, can be a real minefield. And then there's the stuff that just makes everyday business life easier. Look at Invoice AI. The idea is so simple but so smart. You just chat with an AI, tell it what you need, and boom, a professional invoice pops out in seconds. It's a perfect example of AI just smoothing out those annoying little tasks that eat up our time. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. But what's coming next? Let's jump ahead to the research frontier for a peek at what's brewing in the labs. This is where all that raw power from the data centers really starts to show us some mind-bending new possibilities. And seriously, the stuff coming out of research right now is just wild. It's happening across the board. We've got AI that can autonomously discover brand new materials, AI creating healthcare plans that are basically indistinguishable from a human expert's, and, crucially, we're finally getting new ways to actually look inside the brain of an LLM to see how it reasons. The list goes on. So let's zoom in on that last point, because it's a big one. There's this incredible paper called Geometry of Reason, and they've come up with something called spectral signatures. The key here is that it's a method to see how an AI is thinking without having to retrain it. It's almost like you can strap it into a machine and get a live scan of its reasoning process as it works. It's pretty revolutionary stuff. And the researchers really nail it with this quote. The key phrase here is detecting valid mathematical reasoning. Think about that. This isn't about just checking if the AI spit out the right number. No, this is about verifying that the process it used to get there was logically sound. That's a complete game changer. It's the difference between a magic black box and an actual thinking partner whose work you can trust. So, being able to trust an AI's reasoning, that leads us right into our final section, and honestly, it might be the most important one. It's time to start rethinking AI collaboration. We're moving past just the tech itself and into the human side of things. How do we actually work with these things? How do we trust them? Check out this fascinating study on AI autograders. The difference is just night and day. When the AI is a black box, it just spits out a grade with no explanation. Students hate it. They don't trust it, they don't understand it, and they think it's unfair. But the moment you make that AI transparent and have it show its reasoning, everything flips. Trust goes up, understanding goes up,
fairness goes up. The takeaway is crystal clear. Transparency is everything.
Okay, so that makes sense for a tool like a grader. But let's take this one giant step further. What happens when the AI isn't just a tool you use, but a teammate you have to work with side by side on a project? Well, that's not a hypothetical anymore. For software developers, this is becoming the new normal. We have AI agents that are autonomously writing code and submitting it for review. These are called pull requests, at an incredible scale. So the job is changing. It's not just about checking code anymore. It's about managing a team that includes these super prolific, non-human contributors. It's a whole new kind of management problem.
And that really brings us full circle, back to the biggest question of all. We've seen the physical foundations being built, the tools being created, and the research pointing to the future. But as AI makes this leap from being just a tool in our hands to a teammate at our side, are we really ready to manage that relationship? That's the question we'll all be grappling with. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious.